everybody in TV land. Our capture question for today says, what do you think interglacial means? Get your stuff out, please, and write that down in your daily capture question notebook. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We are going to be doing more of a little deeper dive in our climate. We've got a new seating chart. Thank you so much, ladies. While you're getting out your materials and writing down the capture question, I will let you know that our content objective has remained the same, but today our language objective has changed. So how are we going to meet our content objective today? Students are going to explore climate data for 3 different areas of our country. You're going to create graphs on precipitation and temperature. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You will be having new people that you're going to be working with for this unit, so please learn to get along with the people that are around you. That's just kind of what real life is, right? You're kind of always going to be meeting new people. I am now going to stop talking, which we all know for me is hard, and I will put a minute on the clock so that you can get your materials out and write down this fabulous capture question for your benefit. And I'll take attendance. Thank you for the information. Alrighty, do me a favor and turn to the person that is your new pair share partner and say hey, and tell them, tell them what your favorite animal is and why. On your marks, get set, go. What's your favorite animal and why?
Like my pandas, just
Mine are dogs. Really basic.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. What's their favorite animal?
a cheetah.
Seriously? Wow. That's your pair share partner.
He's not talking to me.
Oh, well, you gotta tell him, what's his favorite animal? What's your favorite animal?
I don't know.
You don't have a favorite animal? Oh. Is your favorite animal the cheetah? Then why'd you say cheetah? You just guessed? My favorite animal used to be the cheetah when I was really little because I thought that they were really cool because they ran so fast. Anybody else like the cheetah?
Yuma did.
You do? And then my favorite was the koala when I was like freshman in high school because, I mean, let's face it, koala bears, they're just like the best, which they're actually a marsupial. Anybody else? Share out. What's his favorite animal? Alex?
A red panda.
Really, why?
Because
Also a
they're cute.
marsupial.
Cute.
They're just cute. So is yours? Red panda? Amazing, all the things we have in common. Seth, what's Hudson's favorite animal? A dog? Just like dogs in general? Okay, that's cool. Do you have a dog? What kind of dog do you have?
Yeah, no, we don't.
Yes, when I was a kid, those mixed Yorkie, Shih, all that stuff, they used to be called mutts, and now they call them designer dogs. And they are extremely expensive. What is the name of a Yorkie sheep thing mix? Oh, okay. Is it a Shorkie?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a Shorkie? Shih Tzu, do you really? A Shorkie? It's a Shorkie, just to let you know. What's your favorite animal? Dog.
Yeah.
Any particular dog? Golden Doodles, and yet you have a Shorkie.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, okay, so I bet that makes your Shorkie feel a little bit.
He doesn't know.
Oh, okay, he doesn't know. You don't share that information with them?
That's about that.
Aileen, what's Claire's favorite animal? A what? A snow owl. Why, Claire? They're pretty. Now, was Harry Potter's animal a snow owl? Or was it, I know it was a white owl. I don't know if that's a snow owl or not. Huh?
Do you watch Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Someone said it is.
Who doesn't? And I've read all the books.
I've never read any of the
Caleb,
books
what's
or
your
watched
favorite
any.
My favorite animal is a dog, and his favorite animal is an octopus.
An octopus. Why an octopus, Sam? They are cool, yeah. Squid can do that also.
Yeah, what,
That would be the ultimate, like, could you imagine if we were able to harness the ability, and, like, put their DNA in ours so that we could, like, change so that we were, there you are. I see. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Did you grab your papers?
I want a Bernese Mountain Dog.
No, you don't. My daughter has a Bernese Mountain Dog mixed with a poodle, and she's having quite the first year is
Maybe she just got a bad dog.
Malaysia. No, she got a great dog,
Are you
but
sure?
it's just yes, very much so. The dog.
Well, I
is
can get it.
You get one.
I'm gonna.
She adores her dog. All right, let's go ahead and look at what we are doing today, please. With your pair share partners, turn and talk for a quick second on what does interglacial mean. You have 10 seconds. Ready, set, go. Share out.
Between glaciers, inter means between.
What does that mean?
I have no.
What do you think, Colin?
So,
Intersection means between sections.
yeah.
Feels patronizing.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and you are done. Somebody raise your hand, please. At this point, you should have this word in your notebook. Interglacial. Interglacial. What do we think? Fabulous. Let's go ahead and break it into 2 words. Inter and then glacial. Which one do we want to start talking about?
Enter.
Great. Let's start talking about inter. With your pair share partners, turn and talk. You have 5 seconds. Ready, set, go.
10,
1. We are done. Somebody raise your hand. Don't blurt at me. We're going to go, Caitlin, on this one.
In or between.
Okay, so it means in
Stop.
or between.
Fist bump.
don't see him.
That's a good one. Glacial. Somebody other than Kaylin, please. Jaron, what do you think? Glacial. What's it remind you of?
Glacier.
Glacier. Me too. What if I added at the end interglacial period? With your pair share partners, what do you think that means? That period. On your marks, get set, go.
The period between glaciers.
Maybe.
No, that's not.
Interglacial period. 3, 2, 1, and we are done. What do we think? Time.
And then.
So now, we've got this thing that is interglacial period or between glacier time.
That makes sense.
Does make sense when we kind of break it down. Let's go ahead and imagine then, what does that mean? Get out your homework from yesterday, please. You should have looked at your, yeah, we had homework.
I did not do that.
Get it out, Miss McGrady's just gonna stamp it, just to see who did it. You kids. I did not. I can do anything I want.
did not do
All right, it's okay if you didn't do it, I'm just going around to check it. Just going around to check it.
I didn't do that. Sorry.
Oh,
How
come on,
is
babe.
that?
Come on, sweeties, let's go, let's go.
Oh no, where is it? Oh, it's not here.
Tracking the data.
I don't get this one.
Great, we are gonna talk about it in just a minute. Which one don't you get? You just did that.
But I don't get it, so I just put
Random
random stuff.
stuff.
Oh, wait, this was the answer.
I still like you. You're good. It's nothing to be like sad about or anything like that. All I'm doing is seeing who did it, who did not do it. That's all. It's fine.
Yes or no? 3.
Let's talk about it.
Mom and she's mad.
It's fine.
look at this graph. Period 3, unfreeze, here we are. So this graph right here, it says, look at the graph below, what information is this graph trying to show us? And it's about this idea of interglacial periods. So what we're going to do is, with your pair share partners, get this out on the back side of your paper, and if we're going to try to figure out what a graph is trying to tell us, what things should we look at on the graph? The labels. So with your pair share partners, look at those labels, please. On your marks, get set, go. 10 seconds. 8. Talk about what it means. 3.
I went the wrong way.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. What's the x-axis telling us?
Is that sideways?
X-axis is horizontal. X-axis is always with the time.
The thousands of years before now.
Thousands of years before now. Colin, what's now on this?
The very end right here.
Yeah, so what number is now?
0.
0. So 0 is now. So if you're somebody that's like, I'm never going to remember that, what I would do is I would underline where it says present, and then let's put an arrow to 0. Present is right now at 0. We are what's called the Holocene period right now. This is the Pleistocene or Pleistocene that was before the Holocene. So this is 160,000 years ago that we are seeing on this map, or on this graph. What's the next thing? What's the y-axis telling us? Change in temperature. And is the temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius? Celsius. Okay, so we're looking at a change in temperature. Fabulous. 0 represents the temperature that it is right now. Okay, so 0 would be now. Anything above that was warmer than it is now. Anything below that is colder than it is now. That's what this is showing us. Does that make more sense now? Okay, so then let's go ahead and talk about show me this like interglacial. What does interglacial mean based on what we have here? If it's in between glacier times, where is the in between glacier times? Turn and talk that out. Ready, set, go.
110.
Everything between.
Like,
Yeah.
like
As soon as we're
these.
done with this, yes, we're going to do a transition.
Okay.
That's what I would think.
Are we in a glacial period right now?
No.
No. We are in an interglacial period. We are between glacier periods. When was the last interglacial period?
The Ice Age.
130 years ago.
About 130 years ago or 130,000
1,000
years ago? So if we look about 130,000 years ago, that was the last interglacial period. Between those two times was a glacier period. So we had an ice age during this time period. This is an ice age. This is not an ice age, that's between ice ages, and this is between ice ages. So right now we're in between an ice age. What do we notice about the times of the ice age compared to the times between the ice ages? Turn and talk that out with your pair share partners. Ready, set, go.
The in between and
Yeah.
like when we're in an ice age, it's way colder than when we're not.
Thanks, I appreciate the three of you talking together. Which one lasts longer, Colin?
Ice Age.
Ice age lasts longer. Ice age lasts about 100,000 years on this graph. We have about 100,000 years of an ice age. Now, could we tell, based on the graph that we made on data above, could we tell maybe what kind of a climate we had after 30 years worth of data that we collected and then we graphed it? What was the most common weather type that we were experiencing?
Cool and cloudy.
Cool and cloudy. So right here should be cool and cloudy. That was the most common weather type. Do you think that this is enough information to determine this area's climate? We had about 30 years worth of data.
No.
Maybe. Could it be maybe just for February? If in 30 years of February, the most constant thing is cool and cloudy, could we make the argument that maybe during February it's going to always be cool and cloudy or mostly cool and cloudy?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Potentially, I would say yes. But do you think it's enough data for us to see any shifts in the climate?
No.
If it's, absolutely not. Kaylin's right. The answer right here is no. This is not enough data for us to see shifts in climate. If we look at this graph below, do we see shifts in the climate in the graph below?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We see this big long period of an ice age, and then we see periods where it got warmer, which was interglacial or in between ice ages, which don't last very long. But look at this ice age. Even in this ice age, we have periods of time, there are thousands of years where it gets even cooler, then it gets warmer, then it gets cool again, then it gets warmer. And so even in between here, we have areas of up and down and up and down. Would you be able to see that in hundreds of years?
No.
No, just a second, we're going to do a transition. So we need to have lots of data in order to see shifts in climate, and we have that here. Which means we have to find things on this planet that have been around for hundreds of thousands of years, and that's not always easy. And we're going to learn about what those proxies or what those evidence supplies are. So it says circle the areas on the graph at number 4 that shows a warmer climate in our Earth's history. So we've got 2 areas here where we've got some peaks. We've got a peak here, and we've got a peak here where it's warmer in our Earth's history. And then in between that, it got super, super cold. We currently, after this, are going to then go into another long ice age. Notice that this peak is much sharper. It got cooler faster. What is experiencing right now not to allow us to drop into an ice age so quickly right now? Humans, global warming, right? We're kind of like changing the variables a little bit. We're going to look at that towards the end of this unit. So how is it that we're able to see shifts in the climate with this graph? A lot what? More time, a lot more time. We have a lot more time that we're able to look at, much more than just 30 years. You need lots and lots of time. All right, I love it. Let's go ahead and take out your brand new sheet of paper. If you have to use the restroom, now would be a really good time to do that. And then when you come in, your partners, please allow them. Yep, you, and then everybody else wait until they come back. The next thing we're going to be looking at is what causes climate. Hopefully you had an opportunity to put this in your notebooks yet, or excuse me, your table of contents. Scientists divide the world's climate into several different types, or what's called climate zones. Have you heard of the climate zone?
No.
You've not ever heard of a climate zone? Okay, well then this is going to be great. This graphing activity is going to allow us to discover factors that may impact our local climate, meaning Des Moines, Iowa, or Iowa in general, by looking at some temperature and precipitation data of 3 cities in the continental United States. Continental United States means the United States that's attached to our continent, right? Not Hawaii. Hawaii is not the continental United States. All right. Part 1 graphing. Use the data below. We've got Cheyenne, Wyoming, San Francisco, California, and we've got Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to create 2 separate graphs. You picked up the graph when you came in. The first graph is going to be the month versus the temperature of each city. Please look at your graph and find the month versus temperature. It should look like this. Everybody find your graph that has temperature at the top of it. Temperature at the top. Find your graph that's got temperature at the top. Notice what Mrs. McGrain has done for us. You're not looking at the right one, honey. You're looking at precipitation. See the very top where it says precipitation? You're not looking at the right one. You got to look at the temperature one. There you go, temperature. So I have already graphed for you Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I've already graphed San Francisco, California. You only have to graph the average temperature throughout the year for Des Moines, Iowa. So you are going to go ahead and grab a colored pencil or use your pen. Make the dots, connect the dots with a color that identifies it very easily for you as Des Moines, Iowa. We have set this up for you so that you've got months already at the bottom and temperature in Fahrenheit at the top. You're going to do that. Here's your temperature readings, right? For Des Moines, Iowa is at the bottom. It's the very last one right here. So your temperature readings are right here. You're going to put that on the temperature graph. Then when you're done, flip it over and you're going to put the average precipitation information on the graph on the back side. It says precipitation on the top. If you need to highlight the word precipitation on the top of your graph and highlight the word temperature on the top of your graph so you don't get confused, do that. Once you have graphed your temperature and precipitation for Des Moines, Iowa, on part 2, you're going to use these two graphs in order to answer the questions below. Once you've answered those questions based on the graph you made, you're going to grab books out of the cupboards and you're going to answer the questions from the readings on the page numbers I've given you on the back. Do you understand? If you have any questions, call me. First thing you're going to do, graph the average temperature for Des Moines on the temperature graph. Let me know if you need help. So again, right, dots. Let me help you if you need help. I will bring up a really quick picture of a graph just so that you understand what it is that we are doing. Where's my graphs? Here's the temperature graph. So here's my graph. My first, Hudson, can you tell me for January, what's the temperature for Des Moines in January? 20. So then what I would do is I would come over here to January and I would put a dot on wherever 20 degrees Fahrenheit is. See what I'm saying? And then I would do the next one for February, put a dot, for March, put a dot, for April, put a dot, and then I'm just going to connect those dots. You're only looking at this last one for Des Moines. I already did the other two. Do you know what I mean? That's okay. So do you see right here, I've done Cheyenne, Wyoming for you, and I've also done San Francisco, California. So now we're going to do Des Moines, Iowa, and we're going to start with temperature because you're on the temperature side. So in January, the temperature is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So in January, 20 degrees Fahrenheit per day. In February, 27 degrees. Exactly. You got it? Okay, who else? Yep. I do. What size? 7? If you don't feel like, hey, asking your partner for help, call Mrs. McGrain over. I am right here to help you. Oh, it's my last one. For you. Hudson, come over just to see that you're on the right one. When you're done with temperature, flip it over and do precipitation. All right, for those of you that are at home, that's what we're doing. We are graphing just Des Moines because I did Cheyenne, Wyoming, and San Francisco, California. Then we're going to use that data to answer the questions below, and then I will go ahead and post the readings for you online this afternoon. Sam, shut off the video.